Lunaku lwa Monday tuli live Parliament. Tuli live Parliament ne Honorable Joel Ssennyonyi Leader of Opposition ng'atuuzizza olukiiko oluli ku ludda oluvuganya gavumenti ya Mwami Museveni. Wano omugenyi omukulu His Excellency Kyagulanyi Robert Sentamu the President waali ng'omugenyi omukulu ow'ensonga zino. Tujjukira bulungi nti omwami ono abadde mu ggwanga lya Netherlands naye oluvuddeyo asaze busazi n'ajja ng'alina okwetaba omukolo guno ogw'olunaku olwaleero. Ensonga enkulu ezigenda mu maaso kwogera ku buli bwanguzi obukudde ejjembe mu ggwanga Uganda. Abali b'enguzi tubanenya yes, naye ate tujja banenya ng'ate waggulu abasibuka tetukutteewo. Kyebavudde bagamba nti ensonga zino zisibukira ddala mu Paalamenti okuva ku Sipiika Honorable Wanita Amongi emuli w'enguzi omukulu. Kijja kuba kya bulyazaamaanya nnyo okunenya Mpuuga yekka, naye ng'enguzi abagimuwa bava mu Paalamenti. Ate ye enguzi gye bamuwa busammambiro obufikira, kyokka ate bo ze balya mpitirivu obungi. Abadde azze okuadvisinga ababaka abali ku ludda oluvuganya gavumenti ku nsonga z'enguzi, agamba nti mu Paalamenti awo batunulewo nnyo ne liisa ejjogi era bakole ekyetaagisa okulaba nga boogera ku nguzi eyo bwe kiba kisoboka bagiremese, kubanga weesibuka n'esaasaanira eggwanga lyonna, naye nga teweerabira nti ensimbi ezoonoonebwa ziba nsimbi za muwi wa musolo. Munnayuganda w'omusolo ng'asuubira okumuviiramu omugaso okulaba ng'eggwanga ligenda mu maaso, okulaba ku nguudo ennungi, okulaba ku malwaliro agalimu eddagala n'okulaba ku masomero ag'obuvunaanyizibwa mu ggwanga Uganda. Naye ensimbi zonna eziweebwayo mu musolo gw'eggwanga Uganda abakulu bazeezibika bwezibisi. Ne twebuuza nti kati bo balowooza eggwanga liba ligenda mu maaso ku lwabo abantu abatono bwe bati abali omusolo gwa Munnayuganda? Kyagulanyi Robert Sentamu ebigambo abyogedde era nga bulijjo omusajja ateerya ntama. Leader of Opposition Honorable Joel Ssennyonyi yali mu kugenda mu maaso n'okwogerako eri abantu bano beeyise, n'oluvannyuma tugenda kuba tufuna obubaka bwa His Excellency Kyagulanyi Robert Sentamu the President. Nga sinnakuteekako kuwuliriza bigambo bya Leader of Opposition, kujjukiza tutambula ne Haji Settwa omusomi w'edduwa abeerawo nnyo okutuusaako pulogulaamu eno. Haji Settwa omulimu omukulu gwe yakugukamu gwa kusoma dduwa. Basomedde ku dduwazi bakkiriza nti wamma teri muntu amusinga kusoma dduwa wansi w'enjuba wano. Era Haji Settwa akugamba nti bwe watanasomera ku dduwazi tolwawo ofune ku ssimu eri 0703 31 39 25 agenda nawe kusomera ku dduwa naawe osobole okweyagalako ng'abalala bazisomeddeko.
Head on and ensure that public resources are used for the benefit of all, not for the enrichment of a few. Ladies and gentlemen, on an annual basis, we lose over 10 trillion shillings to corruption, according to figures from the Inspectorate of Government. Think about how many hospitals this money could build and equip, roads, schools, or other critical service delivery areas. There's no way this country's resource envelope will benefit the state for as long as a huge portion of this money is lost to thieves at different levels in government. It is no wonder that government is proposing to increase taxes on certain commodities and services, which are going to further burden the population that is already not seeing adequate service delivery for the tax money that they pay currently. We need to save this money that is stolen by the thieves. That way we don't have to dig deeper into the pockets of the struggling citizenry. As we speak, ladies and gentlemen, traders downtown are fighting against high taxes. Their businesses are crumbling. They borrow money to start businesses and they struggle every step of the way. And government is tightening the noose around them. We need to listen and respond to the cries of the citizens of Uganda. And we want to join the traders and all other Ugandans that are saying it's not right for us to put a chokehold on the citizenry, and yet they struggle to see service delivery at the end of the day. And yet, they see this money that they give in taxes being stolen. And that's why the traders are saying no. And we want to encourage them as citizens of this country to speak out. And so we do support their peaceful demonstration to say, this is wrong, enough is enough. Ladies and gentlemen, in line with our mandate of keeping the government in check, we pledge to relentlessly expose this corruption in whichever government entity it exists, and regardless of who is involved in this corruption. The opposition has chosen an approach to resource allocation that places human rights at its very core. We believe that access to basic necessities such as clean water, healthcare, education, housing, shelter, and social protection is not a luxury, but an inalienable right bestowed upon every citizen of Uganda. By prioritizing the allocation of resources towards these fundamental needs, we not only empower communities to withstand the trials they face, but also reaffirm our dedication to upholding the dignity of each and every Ugandan citizen. A review of the government's budgeting process has consistently uncovered apparent misappropriation and misallocation of resources, notably through program-based budgeting. This has reaffirmed our determination to prepare the opposition budget for the fiscal year 2024-2025. This budget is more than simply a financial plan. It illustrates our commitment to strengthening communities through effective service delivery. As the opposition, we don't simply oppose, we offer alternatives. And that's what we are doing today. That's what we are here for today. Even though these are alternatives are ignored most times, but at least we get to paint a picture to Ugandans of what ought to be done. We are telling Ugandans, if we were the ones in power currently, this is what we would do. This is how we would allocate the resource envelope. And that's important because they want to see leadership. They want to see people that have a vision for the country. That's what we are doing today. I'm sure you hear many times people who will say, those opposition people, they simply oppose. No, it's not just opposing for the sake of it. We are showing Ugandans this is the direction we ought to take. And we'll keep doing that so that we show them that we are a serious government in waiting. Honorable colleagues and esteemed guests, the human rights-based approach that we have adopted forms the foundation of our alternative budget, demonstrating our consistent commitment to defending the basic freedoms and rights of every Ugandan citizen. We hope that by adopting this approach, the budgeting process will become an effective instrument for social justice and equitable development. Therefore, in order to ensure that no one is left behind, it is imperative that government allocates resources in a manner that promotes accountability and transparency. That's something that we are pushing for and will keep pushing and will not stop. There are voices that might try to silence us, but it's our duty to make sure that government is accountable, to make sure that every penny of tax money that is paid by Ugandan citizens is put to proper use. Honorable colleagues, at the heart of our responsibilities as elected representatives to hold the government accountable and ensure that the allocation and utilization of resources are in alignment with the genuine needs and aspirations of the citizenry. We've got to prioritize. Sometimes it looks like government has got its priorities the wrong side up in the way they allocate resources. We want to show them the priority areas that we need to focus on. That healthcare is important. That education is important. If we want to secure the future of Ugandans, we must begin with the young people today who are in school. Just look at the pennies that are allocated to UPE. And you see how there is no prioritization. How do you secure the future of young people who are studying under trees, who have one teacher teaching all subjects in a class? Young people who are writing on the floor, and we think we are securing their future. No, we are not. We are robbing their future. How do you tell young mothers who are giving birth on the floor in hospitals across the country, including here in the city center. See the congestion in hospitals. People go to hospital, and there's no doctor to attend to them. Where the doctor is present, they don't have equipment to use. And you tell those people, those young mothers that are securing their future, no, you're not. We are robbing their future. And we must talk about these issues. We must bring them to the fore as the opposition and say, these must be taken care of. Government prides itself in focusing on infrastructure. Is that true? I don't think so. Of recent, you saw the outcry about the situation of roads here in Kampala, the heart of the country, the face of the country, which generates over 60% of our country's budget. And it is dead. It's not okay. And so we must speak out, we must give direction, and we must rally the people of Uganda to join this cause. This cause, ladies and gentlemen, is not just for us, the elected leaders. Of course, we must lead. And that's why the people of Uganda entrusted you and I to lead them, to speak for them, to be their voice. And as we do that, we should rally them to say, please join us in this cause. And I want to appreciate the people of Uganda because they are waking up and smelling the coffee. As I've told you, traders are demonstrating as we speak. Because they are saying, no, we must speak out. So that's important. As we speak, all the English we can on the floor of Parliament, and we shall speak that English. We must rally the people of Uganda to say, all of us should be able to speak out. Because no one is safe in a sinking boat. So it is our duty, all of us, as the people of Uganda, to see that we bring to an end this entire mess that we grapple with as a country. This duty goes beyond mere oversight. It is essential committing the principles of good governance and ensuring that every Ugandan benefits equitably from the wealth of our nation. Our duty to keep the government in check is not simply a matter of political rivalry. It is a fundamental aspect of our democratic system, ladies and gentlemen. It is through oversight and scrutiny that we ensure that power is exercised responsibly and that the voices of the marginalized people are heard and represented. As we engage in this process of budgetary deliberations, let us remain steadfast in our commitment to upholding the principles of good governance. Let us ensure that every shilling of public funds is utilized effectively and efficiently to address the pressing needs of our nation. And let us never forget that our duty is not just to our constituents, but to the collective well-being of all Ugandans. And that's why we are national leaders. The people of Nakawa West sent me to Parliament, but I don't represent just the people of Nakawa West. The laws that we pass, the issues we deliberate on affect everybody, and it's important that we view ourselves that way, so that the people of Uganda see themselves in us, they hear their voice in our voices. Ladies and gentlemen, as we present our alternative budget to the nation, we reaffirm our commitment to fulfilling our oversight function on budget performance. We shall continue to hold the government accountable and ensure transparency in the allocation and utilization of resources, all in service of the people of Uganda. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the members of the Shadow Cabinet and the dedicated staff of the Office of the Leader of the Opposition for their tireless efforts in drafting this alternative budget. There are challenges, and we continue to grapple with challenges. The staff has shrunk, we have fewer people, but they're dedicated. And we'll keep moving because we have got work to do. The people of Uganda don't expect excuses from us. They expect us to deliver on our mandate. The expertise of this team, Shadow Cabinet, and the staff that we do have and their commitment have been indispensable in shaping our vision for a more just and resilient Uganda. I'd like to appreciate you all for making the time to be here today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for God and our country. As As I do it, I'm going to invite my leader, Baran, to take note that have joined us today from civil society. Civil society plays a very critical role, and it's important that we all join in hands. As I have said, the struggle we are involved in to see a better country is for all of us. It is for leaders, it is for civil society, it is for ordinary folks out there, it is for the traders, it is for the ordinary people, everybody. And so we do appreciate you. I will be taking note of each one by name. Our Shadow Minister for Information at some point will take note of each one of them, but we do appreciate you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, do allow me to invite our OB. He's not only a leader, but he's an OB in this field. As we were walking down the stairs, he was reminiscing about his time in this field, especially during the COVID call, talking a lot about that. He will not be with us entirely. In fact, I grabbed it from an engagement he was at, and so shortly after his remarks, we'll be going back to that engagement, but I'm glad we could make time. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Tatawanye Sentano, Robert, you're welcome.
Mic check 1, 2. The Right Honourable Leader of our Parliamentary Front, Honourable Members of Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me also add my voice to send heartfelt condolences to friends, families, and comrades of Sarah Epelu, and I continue to pray that the Almighty rest her gentle soul in eternal peace. It is an honor today for me to share my thoughts with you this morning as we launch our alternative budget policies for the new financial year. The theme for today is a reflection of our vision for a new Uganda, a Uganda whose resources are exploited for the benefit of the citizens and not for the benefit of a select few individuals. A Uganda that protects and promotes dignity and basic freedoms and rights for every citizen. A Uganda that puts interests of the people, the citizens, at the forefront of public policy. The alternative budget priorities presented today recognize the plight of the ordinary Ugandan whom the leaders derive their mandate from, and also pay of what we intend to do in order to make Uganda a country that works for every Ugandan. Ladies and gentlemen, Ugandans deserve better health care, they deserve better education, and they deserve better infrastructure in order for them to live their full potential and benefit and enjoy all their fundamental rights. Because education is essential for producing skilled workers, a workforce that will transform communities, it's therefore important that our children study subjects and courses that are relevant to their passion and natural abilities. We cannot achieve without changing, we can't achieve this without changing or in fact overhauling our entire education system and realigning our education institutions. Considering that 75% of Uganda's disease burden is preventable, then we must make our priority to invest in disease prevention rather than disease cure. This should be done in skilled and professional health workers through a fair recruitment process and go ahead to remunerate them fairly and on time. We must think about our creative area. Think about our creatives, provide conditions that don't only protect their intellectual property, but also create conditions that help them to live to their full potential. About the creatives that would go on and on and on, but the rest, I guess, Dr. Hilderman and others who are creatives and within our leadership will elucidate on that. However, ladies and gentlemen, as attractive as all these alternative policies might be, it is actually impossible to achieve them if the leaders in charge of our national resources cannot rise above their petty selfishness. We must resist, we must reject, in fact, we must eject all forms of corruption in public administration. Otherwise, all this will be going to waste. Our sources will continue sinking down the long drain of personal greed at the expense of our collective well-being and at the lives of our people, our children, and our children's children. As a national unity platform, we shall continue to take decisive action in that regard. Many good proposals have been presented in terms of policy alternatives, in terms of laws, by ourselves and other leaders. But let us be honest, no matter how good our thoughts are, no matter how beautiful our proposals are, they shall never see the light of the day for as long as Dictator Museveni is still in charge of this country. That is my firm belief. Yes, we must continue telling Ugandans the truth as it is, instead of, misleading them with eloquent speeches. We must paint to them a picture of the problem and indeed go ahead and point at where the problem is. The man who has ruled our country for almost 40 years now is not just a political opponent to us, no. He is the embodiment of Uganda's problems. He's a living testament of corruption. He's the testament of oppression. He is the embodiment of the abuse of all democratic principles. In a nutshell, he is the roadblock, he is the stumbling block between Uganda and its progress. So let us face the reality and deal with the reality as it is. It's until you diagnose the problem that you'll be able. He and his cronies live in extreme luxury while our hospitals are sick and our schools are rotting away. Yes, we have alternative policies. Yes, we have brilliant minds here in Parliament, wonderful at economics, wonderful at debating and all that. But we shall debate, we shall propose, and we shall articulate issues. But let me be clear to you, once again, my brothers and sisters, that no matter how good our alternatives are, no matter how well-intentioned you, our MPs, are, it won't make any difference for as long as we don't have any power to implement those good ideas. We must get used to that fact and deal with that fact exactly the way it is. We can draft the most comprehensive budgets, we can allocate funds meticulously, we can strategize endlessly, but as long as Museveni remains at the helm, the efforts will all be like rearranging cups on a falling table. We must channel all our energy, we must channel all our passion and all our abilities and all our determination towards one mission: removing the dictator and reorganizing the country as a citizen of Uganda. That is the only way this is going to be possible. So I continue to encourage all of us here present and those watching us outside that we must do what we must do. You cannot take a step unless you unlock your feet. So for now, what we have as a great resource is our collective determination, and collective will to have a free country, and after having that, then we shall go ahead to build a Uganda where all Ugandans are equal regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of where they come from, regardless of religion, tribe, or social class. We shall go ahead to build a Uganda where leaders lead with integrity, where leaders are true servants and citizens are the true masters of their destiny. So let us use this resource that we have to put an end to this dictatorship. Let us use this resource to change this country once and for all. I thank you for listening to me, for God and my country.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that very elaborate speech. We also thank the Leader of Opposition for his speech to us all. We believe we have taken in what we have been told. Now, allow me, honorable members, to invite Coach Bob to take us through a small session of, stretching so we can move forward. Thank you so much.
Now it is our responsibility. Hands here. I am very short. Order, we are here. Just for instructions. I'll be counting 1. But keep the smiles.
His Excellency Robert Chagrani Sentamu, the 10th President of the Republic of Uganda, has just addressed the nation about the alternative budget of the Office of the Leader of Opposition. The Right Honorable Joel Senyomu has welcomed the President in the House as they are introducing their budget to the nation. As you've heard, the President has challenged them that even if they speak a lot of English, even if they have good alternative policies without changing the government, they are doing nothing. So he has advised them to focus on the main issue of changing the leadership from the top office, that is the office of the President, and he has encouraged them to continue spreading the gospel of change. He has advised the members of Parliament to focus on teaching the nation how to focus, how to change. That's how the President has summarized in his speech. He has challenged them on who to work on these issues. Other than that, they are facing the big challenge. The President, he has just returned from the Netherlands. He returned tonight, but he could not miss the session of talking to the members of Parliament. Out of over 60 MPs from the opposition, you can check the numbers and you see how many are around. Because he has challenged them to continue spreading the gospel. On behalf of executive members, and on behalf of executive staff, amatusingizza Jonan tubagala mwebalire ddala olw'abaganda bange bonna betukolamu emirimu gino. Pulezidenti akwatibwa summarizing obubaka bwe akyeranyiriza ababaka ba Paliament saako n'abo abakkiriza mu nkyukakyuka okumanya ekizibu ky'eggwanga lino. Abategeeza nti ekizibu ky'eggwanga lino si kirala, si kwogera luzungu lulungi, si speech nnungi, si policy ennungi ze bawandiika, si byonna bye bayisa, wabula kwe kulaba nti bafaayo okutunuulira ekizibu ky'eggwanga lino okuviira ddala ku bukulembeze obwa waggulu obukulemberwa n'amagye Yoweri Museveni, nga nti ekizibu ky'eggwanga kiwe kinaamala okukyuka eggwanga lijja kuba lyeyagala. Essaawa eno ababaka ba Paalamenti beeteekateekera okusomerwa budget y'ebyenfuna ebiri ku ludda olwa gavumenti. N'abasamuzi omulala ye Minister of Finance era ajja kuba abasomeramu biki byasobola okukola. Omulanga omukulu batunuulidde obuli bw'enguzi obukyasa ensangi zino ku bitongole bya gavumenti saako n'ababaka ba Paliament saako n'abakulembeze ab'enjawulo. So President bw'ati abaadvisinze n'abasaba okulaba nti buli kimu kitambula bulungi. Tukkirize.
The Lord will see off the President, but as we continue, thank you so much, Mr. President, for giving us your time.
Will be a group photo at the stickers again.
Yeah, there is.
Bogo, why didn't you